We are going to show you how you can shoot real estate videos that your clients will love in 5 simple steps. But first,
start the preview.
Raise up, get yourself together. Drive that funky soul. Get up, get yourself together. Drive your funky soul. They're doing it down in that song. Drive that funky soul. They're doing it by the beach. They're driving that funky soul. New York, get yourself together. Drive your funky soul.
the first thing you want to do when you get to any property is make sure everything is ready to go. Tour the property, lights on, make sure the umbrellas are up, chair covers on the outside furniture, they're off. The attention is truly in the details. So one of the most important shots to get for your real estate videos is a wide push-in shot. Eric, can you kind of walk us through what goes in your mind as you're doing it?
One of the most important things is to create a line. Have as long of a line as possible. For example, we're standing in front of this beautiful home right now in Florida, and I'm gonna go all the way back to the beginning of the driveway, which is behind the cameraman, So we're gonna go all the way to the back here. That way it gives me enough room to be able to first come into a speed ramp if I need to, or at the end of the clip, I can speed it up and go into the house, kind of reveal the kitchen, whatever's most exciting about the home. And that way you get that huge effect when that music hits. Like I said, long line. And I'm gonna mostly just walk straight here. 1 foot in front of the other, ninja walk, knees are bent, heel to toe, and I'm pushing all the way in. Just making sure I keep a straight line the whole way through, and push. And that's really it. Same mindset everywhere inside the house too. I'm always just looking for lines.
Perfect. Can you show us the kitchen?
Absolutely, let's jump into it.
So as we walk inside, what is the next step with the speed ramp?
Next step is to match the speed ramp, the initial speed ramp, with a secondary clip. So you need to find another line that you can really line that up with. So we walk inside here, we have plenty of room to kind of play with. This is what you're normally looking for. This is what you want. So we have the living space here, we have the dining area, and we have the kitchen, kind of just like a nice flow of open concept here. So we can either play with the living space or we can play with the kitchen. I like to normally go with the kitchen just because it is the heartbeat of the home. So I'm gonna start as far back as possible here, just so I can have a lot of room to play with in post-production.
Yeah.
Just
is that
so
important for the speed ramp to get all the extra space?
100%. That's one of the most important parts, just so it doesn't look like such a jolt. So
Got
more
it.
so smooth,
Yeah.
smoothing ends to one another. And 3, 2, 1, and action. Same ninja walk. I'm just going at normal walking speed, slowly panning to the left, so I'm center with the kitchen there. And I'm walking all the way up and leaning over just to give me that extra ramp at the end if I need it.
And then you can take that into Final Cut Pro and put it together?
Yep, that's really it. That's all you need. So you just need 2 long clips that you can really speed up. I don't like to speed down my speed ramps. I prefer to keep the clips at 100%. Motion blur is definitely key, and just practicing your ninja walk.
Do you usually look up and make sure there's no trees before you fly?
Yeah, normally it's not that quick of a takeoff. I think the camera was rolling. I just want to be cool there. I always take it off outside, exterior of the home, and then normally we step inside to fly the pass.
Let's step inside.
All right.
All right, Eric, so what goes through your mind as you're shooting drone?
It's all about creating some sort of dynamic within all of your shots consistently, and that goes from the wides to the details to the drone. Right? So you always want to make sure you're doing something a little bit different, something unique to add as much movement in your shots as possible, because we are shooting boxes at the end.
That's what you say, right?
And they don't move. But I always like to draw a box around the home. That's kind of one of my first main things I do. It helps me locate and focus on the home as the center point, the entire flight path. Just kind of showing the entire property and the neighborhood that surrounds it. Orbiting shots and a couple of push-in shots, pull-out shots.
Yeah.
Even the top down, going from right above the property all the way up to, as high as you can go. Really just trying to get every single angle of the property here. I would highly recommend anybody out there to jump on the tracking in the drone, because that helps a ton for just, focusing on the property and smoothing out your shots. I can't stand when I see drone shots that jitter or have a little bit of...
There's really no excuse because the DJI gives us...
Exactly. Why not utilize the tools and create magic with that? Because it is so much more pleasing to the eye. That's what I'm always trying to focus on, as you can tell with all my speed ramps and all that kind of stuff. And then I also do like to add in the 50 mil, not so much the 70. I do feel like it's too tight unless we had mountains or something in the background. That would be cool. but I do like to get a little bit lower with the 50, kind of like reveal the architecture.
We are shooting this house in just 3 hours, and as we're getting closer to twilight, we're going to capture the rest of the FPVs. Walk us through, why do you shoot FPVs in your real estate videos?
I just think it gives like a euphoric feel, a euphoric emotion to the video. It switches up the pacing. It just gives a unique touch, and it kind of just like pulls you in a little bit when you're just too busy doing those straight push-ins or pans and orbits. It's nice to switch in, kind of just show unique perspectives, right? And that's what it's really all about.
Can you walk us through how you would do it?
It's funny. We got a nice chandelier where we could pull off an FPV shot right next to us.
Would you look at that?
What are the odds of that? So normally, of course, I'm going to put my gimbal in FPV mode. I like to have my settings on medium speed. That gives me a little bit more of a faster paced movement because we only have so much room to move from point A to point B, right? So I try to do that at a quicker pace. For this one, the lights are pretty high up, so I'm going to actually really use my full extension and get the gimbal all the way up top. I really like to use my left handle here to kind of help promote the FPV effect, the twist.
I see that.
So I'm going to start up high. I'm going to click record on the gimbal here, and I'm going to be all the way stretched all the way up. And as I come down, my body's also coming down. I'm squatting down, and the gimbal's going to be turning. A lot of times it's not like that though, and it could just be a straight shot where I'm starting left again, and I'm just backpedaling as the camera is just slowly rotating.
You don't want to overdo it while you're doing it, right? In your edits?
Yes, exactly. You can't overdo it. I'd probably introduce it maybe 2 or 3 times max. There's always a place for it, right?
Yeah.
You just don't want to force it. I guess that's the main thing.
Appreciate it, man.
See where it fits. The ethos, right?
Ethos. All right, so we just reached the twilight hour. We've shot this video in less than 3 hours. What do you do at the very end of the shoot?
Of course. So basically it all starts during the day. And that first shot that we went over actually with the speed ramp going inside, that shot also doubles as a potential day and night shot. Yeah. So I made sure I remembered exactly where I lined my right foot up and also exactly where I lined my crosshairs up. So you easily go back to that same spot. We got the perfect temperature going on right now, and it really pops the house. So I tend to go outside as soon as the sun really starts to dip below the horizon. So we're going to go back to that initial spot just so it's easier for me to remember. So always start with my right foot there. Like you can see here, there's just a crack on the ground. That's why I start at this point, and it lines me up perfectly with the center of the home. So I line my middle crosshair up with actually the top light. The tinier the target is, the more likely you're going to be accurate, right? You don't want like a wide wall to try to focus on. And all I'm going to do is that same exact walk as I did earlier to lead us into the home. And I'm walking that exact same path I did during the day, which will allow that cool effect to give me a day to night transition.
So that's how you shoot just about any single property. But if you want to learn to shoot properties just like this one, the answer is to build your skills, build your brand, and trust the process. Eric and myself, our first properties were super cheap and the videos were nothing like they were today. So I want to encourage you, if you're just getting started, trust the process.